looking at the sagittal section of your cranium. Okay, so we've gone over this model, but I just want to point out the different types of epitheliums of different segments of your airway. Okay, so most of your airway, your respiratory tract, is going to be lined with respiratory epithelium. On a test, you should write pseudostratified columnar epithelium with cilia, or ciliated pseudostratified columnar epithelium. As long as you got all the words in there, you're fine. Okay? And so most of this is going to be that pseudostratified columnar epithelium with cilia. This top portion, okay, so the roof of your nasal cavity is going to have olfactory epithelium. So specialized cells that allow you to smell. Okay? Here, this is your nasopharynx, your oropharynx, and your laryngopharynx. Now, in the digestive system, we talked about how the food, okay, as well as the air share common passage down here. Okay, so that means the food is also going to enter into the oropharynx as well as the laryngopharynx. Okay, whereas nasopharynx should only, in most cases, be in contact with air, unless you have food entering by accident. Okay, so that's why the nasopharynx is going to be lined with respiratory epithelium, or the pseudostratified columnar epithelium, whereas the oropharynx and laryngopharynx are going to be lined with the stratified squamous epithelium, which allows it to withstand the abrasive forces from the food. Okay, so this is going to be stratified squamous epithelium. Same with the initial portion of your epiglottis, but for the most part, the epiglottis, okay, is going to be lined with the pseudostratified columnar epithelium with cilia. Same with your trachea. Okay. Now on this model, showing your voice box or larynx, right? In this class, you should write larynx, because voice box is what the commoners call it. But in this class, we call it the larynx. Okay, so here's the two halves of the sagittal sections. Okay, let's get this one. Okay, this is your flap. Okay, that closes off the airway. So this is the epiglottis. Okay, this is your hyoid bone. Okay, these are your vocal cords, and since this is anterior, this is posterior, that means this is the thyroid cartilage, and these two are continuous with one another. This is the cricoid cartilage. And then down here, these are just tracheal rings. Okay? So once again, the pseudostratified columnar epithelium with cilia is going to line this portion, the larynx. Okay? And that's all.